Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, today we are strapping in because this could be genuinely massive. We're looking at the alleged Tesla PiPhone.
Or maybe the Bay. Sources differ, but...
Yeah, the Bay. Either way, it's this device positioned as, well, basically a wrecking ball aimed right at Apple's kingdom.
Exactly. And our mission today, looking at these sources, isn't just, listing features. It's about pulling out the philosophy here. What makes this phone supposedly a paradigm shift?
Good point.
Because it's clear Musk isn't just iterating. He seems to be aiming for like a central hub for his whole tech vision. And that means different hardware entirely.
That's the core pitch, right?
Yeah.
Less phone, more digital eye, central nervous system for Starlink, X.AI, the cars, energy, everything. And they kick things off by going straight for Apple's perceived strength, the high-end hardware.
Yeah, the source material is pretty direct about it.
Yeah.
Uses the iPhone 17 Pro Max as Exhibit A.
Right.
Claims that, despite costing over $1,400, it had real issues with low-light photos. Faded, noisy apparently. Because Apple supposedly stuck with an older sensor and just used software fixes, not real hardware upgrades.
In Musk's view, according to these docs, is that this shows Apple's lost its courage for real innovation. That's a direct quote almost.
Using a 48-megapixel sensor when Tesla's plan is to just leap way past that.
Yeah, it's a hardware fight. So let's get into that centerpiece. Segment 1, vision and machine perception.
Okay, so if you look at Musk's whole approach with Tesla FSD, with X.AI, the camera is everything. It's the main sensor.
Right, vision only.
And this phone seems built around that exact idea. It's the digital eye for this new era of machine perception. It's way more than just snapping photos.
And this is where the first, frankly, kind of wild claim comes in, a 200-megapixel sensor.
200, yeah. That's a number.
Huge jump. The sources say it captures 5 times more light than the newest iPhones, promising, amazing detail, even when it's practically dark.
Right. We're talking clarity, color, in near total darkness.
But it's not just about pretty pictures, is it?
Not at all. This focus on vision, it connects directly to the wider X.AI ecosystem. Remember Tesla FSD?
Dropping radar, dropping LiDAR, all cameras.
Exactly. Pure camera vision for understanding the world. This phone seems to be doing the same thing, but for the user and the AI.
So the phone becomes like a mobile sensor for the AI.
Precisely. The cameras are designed for the highest possible visual input. They become the perfect sense organ for the AI. Think Grok vision.
Ah, that XAI feature from last year.
Yeah. It lets the Grok chatbot literally see through the phone's camera.
Yeah.
Real-time analysis, identifying objects, understanding the scene.
Hey, so I point my phone at a weird noise in my engine.
And Grok potentially sees it, identifies the failing part, maybe even helps order a replacement. That's the idea.
Wow.
So that 200 MP camera, it's about boosting the visual smarts of the entire integrated Tesla and X.AI platform. It makes the phone an active sensor in this huge AI network.
That really is a different kind of device than what we have now.
Totally different category.
Okay, so it takes guts to rely only on vision for driving, and it takes some serious engineering to build a phone around that. Let's talk about that engineering. Segment 2, strategic hardware and connectivity.
Absolutely. They didn't just tweak the camera. Look at the materials.
Yeah.
Aerospace grade 6 titanium for the body.
Grade 6. Okay, break that down for us. What's special about grade 6?
Well, compared to the usual titanium alloys in phones, it's significantly stronger, lighter too, and much more resistant to corrosion.
So basically, they want this phone to be as tough as a Tesla car.
That seems to be the philosophy. Built to last, built to handle anything.
Impressive, but maybe not the most disruptive hardware aspect, because then there's Starlink.
Ah, yes, the Starlink integration. This could be the real economic bomb.
Go on.
Musk is apparently planning to give buyers a lifetime free subscription to Starlink.
Wait, lifetime, as in forever, free satellite internet.
0 monthly fees, forever, high-speed internet anywhere on Earth. That's the claim.
Okay, let's pause there. For you listening, think about that. A typical satellite plan like this. The sources suggest this saves over $1,400 every single year.
Minimum.
That's not just saving cash, it's killing the monthly phone bill pain point. And you get coverage anywhere, middle of the ocean, top of a mountain.
It's a foundational advantage. Apple can't match that right now. Samsung can't. You're buying freedom from the cell carrier contract. That completely reframes the global market for this thing.
Okay, let's run through some other core specs, assuming the sources are accurate, because they sound pretty impressive. Battery first.
The numbers are kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Over 6,400 milliamp, potentially up to, what, 680, 97 mAh?
That's almost double some recent flagship phones.
Exactly, which is how they're claiming 3 days of continuous use.
3 days. Wow. And it's not just big, right? The charge?
Supposedly very smart. 80% charge in under 40 minutes.
Fast. And there was that technical detail.
Yeah.
The sources hinted at aluminum-ion battery tech?
Yeah, that's a potentially huge deal if true aluminum-ion, not lithium-ion.
Why is that such a big deal?
Well, aluminum-ion offers much better energy density. That's how you get that huge capacity without a brick-sized phone. Plus, it promises, longer lifespan, faster charging, and critically, less risk of overheating or fire.
So, next-gen battery tech. They're really pushing the hardware envelope everywhere.
Seems like it, across the board.
What about the screen? If it's a digital eye, the display needs to be top-notch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially for use outdoors or, connected to the car. It's a dynamic AMOLED 2X panel. Super smooth, 144 hertz refresh rate.
And the brightness.
Astonishing, apparently.
Yeah.
4,200 nits peak brightness.
4,200 nits. So viewing it in direct bright sunlight wouldn't be an issue at all. That beats Apple's screens quite handily.
Easily. But here's a really clever bit of engineering for efficiency.
Okay.
That 134 hertz screen, it can dynamically drop its refresh rate way down, like down to 0.5 hertz for static images.
Half a hertz, so once every 2 seconds.
Exactly. Think reading an ebook or just looking at text on a web page. The screen barely sips power when the image isn't changing.
That's smart. Really smart way to stretch that massive battery even further.
Brilliant detail.
Okay, so you've got this beast of a phone. Cutting-edge specs, potentially revolutionary battery, amazing screen, free lifetime global internet. How are they pricing it?
This is where it gets really aggressive. Launch slated for March next year. Starting price, $789 for the 286 GB model.
$789. That's significantly undercutting Apple and Samsung flagships.
Right. Tops out at $1,099. They are deliberately pricing it to compete hard,
Right.
especially when you factor in that free Starlink value.
Okay, the hardware case is strong, the connectivity, potentially a game changer. But this brings us to the elephant in the room, doesn't it? The software. Let's move to segment 3, the ecosystem play and XOS.
Right. Because this amazing hardware runs a brand new operating system, XOS.
And history is littered with failed mobile OCs, right? Windows Phone, BlackBerry 10, killed by the app gap. Why would you, the listener, switch from iOS or Android where all your apps, your banking, your games, your life basically already exists?
That is the billion-dollar question,
Yeah.
the central challenge. And XOS seems to be trying to sidestep it by redefining the phone's job.
How so?
The sources say XOS is built specifically for super tight integration with the whole Tesla ecosystem, heavy emphasis on neural processing, hardware acceleration for all that AI and vision stuff we talked about.
But the apps.
Well, the idea seems to be if the core ecosystem functions are so good, maybe you don't need as many third-party apps.
Bypass the App Store problem by making the built-in stuff indispensable.
That seems to be the strategy.
Uh-huh.
The phone is positioned as the nerve center,
Yeah.
the universal key, the remote control for everything Musk makes.
So unlocking your Tesla.
Controlling it, managing your Powerwall at home, maybe accessing future autonomous transport, controlling robots,
Yeah.
all from this one device running XOS.
Okay, so if you're already deep in the Tesla ecosystem, you have the car, maybe solar and a Powerwall, you use Grok. This phone becomes almost essential in a way, and iPhone just isn't.
That's the differentiator they're betting on. The convenience of that deep integration might, for those users, outweigh the hassle of switching platforms and leaving some apps behind.
They're not really selling a phone then, are they?
Not just a phone, they're selling like an integrated tech lifestyle. Mobility, energy, AI, connectivity, all unified.
What about security? If this thing controls my car and house.
Huge priority in the design, according to the sources. Advanced encryption, multiple layers of biometrics.
Standard stuff.
Yes, but also a big focus on local data processing. Keeping sensitive commands and data on the device itself, not constantly sending it to the cloud. That's a direct attempt to tackle the privacy worries that come with this level of integration.
Okay, let's try and wrap this up. Key takeaways for you listening. This Tesla Pi, or Bay phone, it's defined by this incredibly ambitious ecosystem-first approach.
Yeah, it hangs on that huge 200 MP camera sensor as a core vision component.
On the super aggressive hardware specs, grade 6 titanium, that potentially game-changing aluminum-ion battery.
And, maybe most importantly, that lifetime free Starlink. That just disrupts the entire mobile carrier model globally.
The massive hurdle is still convincing people, convincing you to ditch iOS or Android. That ecosystem inertia is powerful.
It's incredibly sticky. The switching cost,
Yeah.
the effort learning a new system, potentially losing app access, is a huge barrier for any new platform.
So the bet is that the sheer functional advantage, this integrated lifestyle pitch, is compelling enough to overcome that friction. It's a massive gamble.
It really is. Which brings us to that final thought, maybe something provocative for you to consider. We've seen amazing hardware fail because the software ecosystem wasn't there, right? The app gap killed them. And we've seen maybe just good enough hardware succeed wildly because the software and ecosystem were there, like iOS and Android.
Right.
So given Tesla isn't just selling a phone, but this whole integrated package, transport, energy, AI, global internet, is that philosophical difference, that integrated lifestyle platform strong enough this time? Can it actually break the inertia that has crushed so many others?
We're watching a really unique battle shape up. The phone isn't just a piece of tech. It feels like a statement about how integrated our technological future might become.